We'll start with the refuge vows. Buddham Saranam Gacchami. Dhammam Saranam Gacchami. Sangam Saranam Gacchami. I go for refuge in the Buddha. I go for refuge in the Dharma. I go for refuge in the Sangha. Buddham Sharanam Gacchami. Dhammam Saranam Gacchami. Sangam Sharanam Gacchami. We'll start with our typical 15 minutes of seated meditation. chant the Gatha on opening the sutras. This Dharma, incomparably profound and minutely subtle, is rarely encountered, even in hundreds of thousands of millions of ages. Now we see it, hear it, hold and maintain it. May we completely realize the true mind of all Buddhas. So tonight, we are going to get some more New Jerzen from our friend Dayan Chitta.
Thank you. Good evening. So tonight I'm going to talk about, you guessed it, Lojong again. Last time I talked about point 1, training in the preliminaries, which is in my shorthand version involves trying to always remember that samsara is ultimately unsatisfactory, partly because we are conditioned by karma to attach ourselves to impermanent things as if they were permanent, but because of our precious human birth and our freedom and capacity for awakening, we can recondition ourselves through different karmic choices. Dukkha, karma, impermanence, constant choice. Lojong is a practice to gradually cultivate the sudden awakening experience until our minds are fully awakened. It helps us carry the sudden awakening out into the world. So tonight I'll discuss point 2 of the 7 points of Lojong, the main practice, which is training in bodhicitta, and specifically the slogans that have helped me the most, slogans 2 and 5. Number 2, regard all dharmas as dreams, and number 5, rest in the nature of alaya, and alaya is awareness, the present moment. So let's start with slogan 2, regard all dharmas as dreams. Dharmas in this sense is not the teaching, but they're things, phenomena, mental factors, anything we can experience, perceive, etc. It seems important to me that this isn't saying dharmas are dreams. This is a simile, not a metaphor or an analogy. Regard all dharmas as dreams. Dharmas are like dreams. So what are dreams like? Well, they're impermanent, temporary, rise and pass away. Like all dharmas, they have no self-nature. They're empty in the Buddhist sense. They're often hazy. The perspectives are usually limited, partial, incomplete. They're also karmically conditioned, both by the karma we've generated and inherited. Also, dharmas are stories our minds tell that have a tangential relationship to reality. They dependently arise, have causes and conditions, and are more or less related to the world outside the dream, interdependent with that world. But even though we can try to interpret the dreams, we never know for sure if our interpretations are correct. Those interpretations are also just stories about the world. Now, this isn't to reject the world, though. Indeed, to accept it fully is identical with true awakening. Dharmas are real. They're real dreams. Dreams are real. They're real dreams. Indeed, dreams are dharmas. Dreams have effects on the world outside the dream. Nightmares can continue to frighten us even after we wake up. Dreams, like ideas, have consequences. But dreams aren't really real. To comfort someone who's had a nightmare, we might say, it's only a dream. So in a way, dreams are both real and not real, and that they're really dreams and have effects outside the dream. But those effects are still based on empty illusions that disappear upon awakening. Thus, they're neither real nor quite not real. So to regard dharmas as dreams could mean to interpret all our experiences, perceptions, conceptions, beliefs, thoughts, actions, our cravings and aversions, our pain, our views and worldviews, prejudices and ideologies, as if they were temporary and impermanent, as if they're nothing substantial to grasp or defend, as if our perspective is extremely limited and partial, as if we're never going to fully comprehend everything that exists, as if they could be wrong, that whatever's out there, we're only getting a tiny bit of it. So what we experience is the story our mind tells about the world, a story that has some relationship to the world outside our minds, sometimes closer, sometimes farther away, but there's never, as far as we can tell, a complete alignment between the stories of the mind and what we're experiencing. So dreams, flawed interpretations of the world, limited perspectives, incomplete information, a lack of ultimate control, stories our minds tell. insubstantial things arising and passing away. This is what dreams are like. Trying to look at all our experiences that way helps us detach from ego and self and views and hopefully awaken a bit. The self is too just a dream. So the goal isn't mindfulness, but mindlessness, right? Wu Jin, no mind, the awakened mind, that functions in the world of dharmas as if they were dreams. The fully awakened mind learns to regard all dharmas as dreams, a basic awareness of what's happening and how to act without attaching itself to these reified dreams. Okay, but who's doing the regarding when we regard all dharmas as dreams? So here I turn to the slogan, rest in the nature of alaya, or rest in the nature of awareness. It's the awakened mind resting in the nature of awareness. So let's extend the dream analogy to lucid dreams. Psychologist Paul Foley proposed 7 different conditions for a lucid dream, at least according to the Wikipedia site I read on this. So 7 conditions. 1, awareness of the dream state. 2, awareness of the capacity to make decisions. 3, awareness of memory functions. 4, awareness of self. 5, awareness of the dream environment. 6, awareness of the meaning of the dream. And 7, awareness of concentration and focus. These conditions work well with the analogy between dharmas and dreams. Lucid dreamers are aware of dreaming even as they're dreaming. The nature of awareness is like the lucid dreamer. There are many subminds competing for attention and dominance within our larger mind. And the submind I'm thinking of is that basic state of preconceptual awareness, as preconceptual as it's possible to get anyway, while still being able to function in the world. We call it the awake dreamer. I usually call it the watcher. So as the lucid dreamer is aware that dreams are just dreams as they dream, the watcher is aware of dharmas as dreams, while still being able to move, choose, function in the dream. It's the mind less detached watcher regarding dharmas as dreams. The watcher who isn't asleep, isn't dreaming, but awake, perhaps even awakened. Awake people regard all dharmas as lucid dreamers regard dreams, nothing to get attached to. So resting in the nature of awareness, regarding all dharmas as dreams, are general slogans that are always applicable. Like Wadu, they're methods for taking the meditative states we might achieve on the cushion, off the cushion, and out into the world, but less intentional. Instead of the focused concentration of Wadu, Lojong slogans are more about open monitoring, to use 2 common distinctions in the psych literature. We can always consider the ways that our experiences are just stories our minds tell, always subject to interpretation, always partial and perspectival. Whatever we encounter, we can remember this. Is it a provocative statement on social media, a possible insult from someone cutting us off in traffic, disturbing thoughts or emotions, physical pain? Always remembering that these are like dreams, just stories of the mind, helps us detach from the stories to stop being harmed or offended by them. And when the mind rests undisturbed in the way, nothing in the world can offend. So the biggest story might be the illusion of central position, the belief that the universe centers on us, ourselves. Ourselves, also dreams. They're dharmas. They exist, and yet they don't exist. So when we constantly challenge the stories our minds tell and start to see them as merely stories, like dreams, maybe true, maybe not, probably never absolutely completely accurate, our consciousness changes. We slowly cultivate epistemic modesty, intellectual humility, the understanding of just how limited our understanding actually is. We realize how vastly ignorant we are, but this is beneficial rather than debilitating. With writer David Loy, we might agree that the world is made of stories, that it's stories all the way down. And fully realizing this for ourselves frees us from the delusion that our stories are something more metaphysically foundational, that they're somehow a mirror of reality, even that they're more important than other people's stories. They're all just stories. And removing this delusion helps free us from craving and aversion, from self and other, from dukkha more generally. We can gradually learn to move through the world with fewer prejudices and preconceptions, fewer stories we confuse for the way things really are, just like lucid dreamers. So, okay, are we done?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, not with the talk. Just carry on.
Okay. So the pithy slogans. These regard all dharmas as dreams. Rest the nature of Alaya. These pithy slogans are my shortcut to remember. Always to see impermanence, emptiness, dependent arising, to gradually detach from views and ego, reduce my own suffering, open myself to the suffering of others. So I'll end with a Zen sutra that gives us the same reminder in slightly different words. The Diamond Sutra. So here's Red Pine's translation. As a lamp, a cataract, a star in space, an illusion, a dewdrop, a bubble, a dream, a cloud, a flash of lightning, view all created things like this. So I see Lojong, it can serve as a reminder to do that, to always rest in the nature of Alaya, regard all dharmas as dreams, view all created things like that. Thank you for listening.
Apologies for the technical issues there.
No problem.
So we'll go back and have another 15 minutes of seated meditation, and we can contemplate the impermanence of technology and user error, as the case may be. So we'll chant the Heart Sutra. Mahaprajna Paramita Hridaya Sutra Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva, when practicing deeply the Prajna Paramita, perceives that all five skandhas are empty and is safe from all suffering and distress. Shariputra, form does not differ from emptiness. Emptiness does not differ from form. That which is form is emptiness. That which is emptiness, form. The same is true of feelings, perceptions, impulses, consciousness. Shariputra, all dharmas are marked with emptiness. They do not appear or disappear, are not tainted or pure, do not increase or decrease. Therefore, in emptiness, no form, no feelings, perceptions, impulses, consciousness, no eyes, no ears, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no color, no sound, no smell, no taste, no touch, no object of mind, no realm of eyes, and so forth, until no realm of mind consciousness, no ignorance, and also no extinction of it, and so forth, until no old age and death, and also no extinction of them, no suffering, no origination, no stopping, no path, no cognition, also no attainment, with nothing to attain. The bodhisattva depends on prajna paramita, and the mind is no hindrance. Without any hindrance, no fears exist. Far apart from every perverted view, one dwells in nirvana. In the three worlds, all Buddhas depend on prajna paramita and attain anuttara samyak sambodhi. Therefore know that prajna paramita is the great transcendent mantra, is the great bright mantra, is the utmost mantra, is the supreme mantra, which is able to relieve all suffering and is true, not false. So proclaim the prajna paramita mantra. Proclaim the mantra which says gate gate para gate parasamgate bodhi swaha gate gate para gate parasamgate bodhi swaha gate gate para gate parasamgate bodhi swaha. We'll do our personal dedications of merit. All sentient beings are one seamless body and pass quickly from birth to death. We remember those who cared for us and are gone, those who are ill, those who are at war, who are hungry, and who are in pain. May they heal and have peace. We especially dedicate our service to Mike Gingy Wood, Kevin Sheridan's brother-in-law, all those suffering from nationalism and its violence in Ukraine, Russia, Syria, Lebanon, Israel, West Bank, and Gaza, and all the other spots in the world suffering from war, pestilence, and famine. And is there anyone you'd like to mention here?
The James family.
Anyone else?
One from my friend Tabitha.
Any others? All beings in the 10 directions, subject to the greed, hatred, and delusions of themselves and others. All Buddhas throughout space and time, all honored ones, Bodhisattva, Mahasattvas, wisdom beyond wisdom, Maha Prajna Paramita. And we'll recite our faith in practice vow. I will never retreat and will be firm in my mind in this correct Dharma. I will escape from the samsaric cycle of birth and death and definitely will see my original face. I will be sure to inherit the life of insight of the Buddha and save all sentient beings. Brother Hangdal.
Infinite realms of light and dark convey the Buddha mind. Birds and trees and stars and we ourselves come forth in perfect harmony. We practice and recite this for all beings, in grateful thanks to our many guides along the way.
And we'll recite the 4 great Bodhisattva vows. Sentient beings are numberless. We vow to help them all. Delusions are countless. We vow to see through them all. Opportunities to awaken are infinite. We vow to embrace them all. The Buddha way is endless. We vow to embody it. Life and death are of supreme importance. Time passes swiftly by and opportunities to awaken are easily lost. Strive to realize your true nature and do not squander your time by night or day. And I'll extinguish the candles.